Welcome all you unshakable women. Happy you are here and happy you've clicked on the classroom. In this session, I'm going to quickly give you a rundown of what is in this classroom and where you need to start and navigate and how to use it. But before I do, I just want to take us quickly and remind us how we got here. So first, I've created this graph, because every human will go through this in their lifetime. The one is time, and everybody's time is different, but the other one is your inner alignment, your energy, and your personal fulfillment. So it starts off with, in the beginning, you are growing up and you are in the becoming years, so in early adulthood, and the questions in this life phase that you are asking is, who do I want to be when I grow up? And as you mature and you go through life phases, you move into your adult phase. This is the belonging years. These are the years when you're asking questions around like, who am I? Where do I belong? Who are my friends? All of those things. And then the next phase is the one that we are particularly interested, the you-being. Now, there's no age specific for different people. It happens at different times. Some it happens in their 40s, others in their 50s, it never happens. But there is a slight shift that says the questioning years, like, is this it? Is this who I am? And what next? Because it kind of maneuvers us into, and a lot of people talk about the second chapter, but it really is when you start thinking about questions around what is important, what do I want people to remember me for, and what do I want to leave behind? So your legacy years. So you are here in this classroom. So obviously something has triggered and you've realized that there is a shift as we grow older and mature in life. Now, what is the U-bend? Well, it's kind of a space where you pause, and it's triggered by different things for different people. Some people get to burn out, others get to change, others get to loss, others just completely restless. But it's the place where something that defines you in your adulthood now kind of gets a bit of a question mark and you feel a little bit unsure. So you start challenging, you start learning and unlearning new patterns, and you hear a lot about learning, unlearning, and relearning, and you start listening to some of the voices in your head. It's also that you start reevaluating meaning and identity. For example, time versus money, title versus meaning, and what does success look like? So it's really looking at your purpose and your values and at your inner fulfillment. So there's a lot of research that's been done around that. And in the next session, I've left some of this Stanford Social Emotional and the TEDx talks there for you, but it talks about, again, on this bottom axis, as time matures, our perception of what importance shifts, and it rewires when life becomes a little bit not so infinite. You know, in your early adulthood, you think you are immortal, and now suddenly you start realizing that time isn't infinite. So it's not as if you lose focus or something is wrong with you. It just means that you've become more selective, you become more intentional, and you become wise. Now, the challenge with the U-bend is really that a lot of women, and specifically where we are now, are finding themselves that they are, let me just click that, after many years in corporate or doing what you've been doing, you start challenging yourself as like, what's next? What's for me? That's one of the very pivotal questions, but there are also others that we've been speaking about and that you will see in Unshakable Women. So the one is also around like, who am I now? I feel different. I feel that I've matured. One of the ones that I felt after doing things for 27 years is like, I'm a little bit bored. I want to learn again. What's next? Then there is the realization that because you've had life happening to you, children and career, that you didn't study so much and now suddenly you feel as if you've lost your edge. So how can I study and trigger and learn new things again? Now the question is, I want to start a business, but if I quit, how will I survive without a paycheck? Then life and relationships have changed. It's shifted. And that's why you see people feels like, I have no vacancies for new friends, or do I? Or am I a little just more selective in who I spend my time with? And lastly, it's about energy. You want to feel that stuff still excites you in life and that you have that spark and those aha moments. I think going through these questions also started reflecting on, but there is an opportunity for us here. If we can see it and if we can get past the fear and have the faith that when we focus on the next things, that hope that lifts up. So the opportunity that the U-Bend gives us, it's really a call for transformation. So if you can find that energy, that momentum, that spark, and what you need to pivot and to upswing into your next phase or adulthood, because you direct your attention, your focus, your energy, it helps you make decisions because you kind of have a new compass of what's important. Your energy will return and you will be pivoting into a next phase. So how can you do that and what leads to this upswing? I really believe that you really have one of three options. Either you kind of sit back and say, well, kind of we'll play this one out. Or you say, I'll figure this out on my own. Or the third one, and that's why you are here, is there are some people like myself and others in this group that can help us gain some momentum and do this faster. So design with purpose your next phase. I think what was one of the things that was the hardest for me is to know where to start. Because there is so much information out there. And even in this space, the different classrooms might feel a little bit overwhelming. The idea is not that you feel overwhelmed. The idea is that it's a library for you when you have the time to go and click and when you have a need. Because as you know, all of our timings are different and where we are on our graph. So you will find in this, I believe, you need 5 anchors. Number 1, you need a guide, somebody that's walked a path and navigated this, which is me. And I have the time right now. So I have the time that I can do some of the legwork and help. 2, we need a community, which is now you are part of this. So a place where you feel you can belong, where you're open, you can talk freely and you can engage without judgment because of the things that you are feeling, the things that you are going through and what you are learning. Then there are other women that can help. If I don't have all of the answers, neither do you. So maybe somebody else had to battle with this and can help and guide us. So we share and grow together. And then there's what I mentioned, the curated wisdom. Again, I am not the oracle, but I have read a lot. I'm listening every day. I'm searching. I'm looking. I'm doing research. And I've curated some of these wisdoms into those 6 questions for us. So there will be ideas, research, videos, TED Talks, other very smart and clever people who can navigate us to finding those answers for you. And then there's a 5th one, which is a process, a unique approach to how you should pivot. Now, that is right at the end, an optional extra for a course at an additional fee, because in the first 4, the space is for free, the curated wisdom, and you can navigate that yourself. In this specific classroom, I am doing the process first, kind of, you want to call it pillar, which is how to find some of your clarity. And I'm leaving for you, it's not customized, all of the videos, and you can go through it yourselves. But in the fifth one, the optional course, I will be guiding you personally through this. I will be giving you some tools, some templates that are additional that are not in the free space. So, but everything that are in 5, you will probably be able to find in the curated wisdom on your own. So, only in Unshakable Women, you will find a guide. And I've done this before. So part of also starting a business and an online business, I will share with you my experiences with Lemon Lab. I will be sharing with you my AI journey, what works and what doesn't work. You will find the Skool community and helpful. And there are other amazing classrooms and communities, which I encourage you to join, specifically around the ones that are not covered in this community, things around health, menopause, and we are cross-learning from each other. So it's not a competition who's got the best community. It's how can we learn from each other. Then in here, we do have women that's got a certain unshakableness about them. And it's interesting how people navigate to find themselves. So I'm happy to be part and to guide a lot of you into your next phase. The curated wisdom, which I'll talk to in another classroom, what you can find and how to find it. And then lastly, there is a specific course, the unique process, that takes my experience of design thinking, customer experience, and AI, and take you three distinct phases of clarity, confidence, and then control, and how to set yourself up for your next phase. All right. So why these 5 things? Because they will be directing you from, and it's not, some people are never stuck. It's not about the stuck, but it's about, I don't know where to from here. So it is from this place to a place where you have that clarity, that confidence, and that control, because you know what gives you energy. You know what you want to do. And it really is around using the bend to create the momentum so that you can upswing in your pivot. Because once you've learned how to direct your attention toward what restores you and your energy, you feel lighter, you make clearer decisions, and you feel you belong again. So, in this classroom, you will find the curated information around my empathy map. That was the first aha ping that I had and why I created this community. Because in service design, you do something like really start to understand the persona that you are dealing with. And I created one for myself. And in that session, you will see the tool as well as the little process that takes you through my empathy. Next, you are going to be writing down, and I've used the thinking of Dan Covey, your anti-vision, because I really felt it was very difficult to say, well, what, where, why, where to, it was just too much, but I definitely knew exactly what I didn't want anymore. Then from there, I have left a report for you that is based on the opportunity and the potential of using this U-bend and not seeing it as a downward spiral, but rather as a sling that can lift you and drive you into a next phase. Then I left a video from Mel Robbins about my energizers. Go and have a look at the video and do the little exercise then. Then it's about create your personal why, and it's based on the work from Simon Sinek. So you see different people with nuggets of amazing information that is curated in a specific sequence for you. And then I'm going to end off with where to from here, which would either be for you into the other classrooms, or it could also be into the curated course, that you have those options. But I look forward to having some honest conversations with you. I look forward to helping you and to start designing your next phase. And I thank you for choosing us. And I encourage, let's be unshakable as we move into our second adulthood.